All right. Hello, my name is Benjamin Piper, also goes by Golden Bacon. I'm here today with Baby Mexico 210, also goes by Zachary Knox. He's a local musician and a rapper here in Iowa. Zachary, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing all right, getting there, get there. A little tired,
Yeah,
but from yesterday.
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So, just first question off the bat, can you just take us back to where it all started? What first inspired you to get into music growing up?
So back in fifth grade is when I started in my school's band, and I was a percussionist playing drums. So from fifth grade up into my senior year, I was just always doing music and drumming and stuff. And one of my homies back in the day, he was about to make it. He had just met somebody up in Iowa City. He was making contacts, and then he unfortunately passed away. So after that, I kind of just felt the need to pick up where he was at and then just move on with it. So here I am.
Yeah, I mean that's a terrible story, but in a way it's a big tribute to him, of course. This whole
Yeah,
thing that you're
definitely.
doing. So you mentioned that you played the drums in fifth grade. How did that like early experience shape your approach to rhythm and percussion today? Like how you make your music? How did that shape
Um, I believe that it really helped me kind of learn my flow at an early age and kind of just my rhythm internally. I think it really helped mold the kind of artist that I turned into, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So what was the turning point when you realized music was like more than just a hobby for you and you were kind of go and like start producing like some real tracks off like Spotify, YouTube, and all those different platforms?
Um, well, there was someone who I was working with. I was using their studio, but they were kind of gatekeeping. And so one day I got tired of just waiting around, and I was like, I could probably do this myself. And so I started doing research, found out how to actually engineer and make music
Mhm.
myself. I bought everything I needed and set up a home studio. And so most of my songs are recorded in my house now.
Really? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were with like Tone the Boss and he has a studio out somewhere.
Yes, he
But I
has
thought
an
yeah.
extremely nice studio. I go
Oh
out there
shit.
every once in a while,
Okay.
but for the most part, I'm using my house studio.
That's crazy, dude. I swear to God that was recorded. When I was listening to your latest hit, Oh Man, I was like for sure that was recorded in the
Oh,
studio.
yeah, that one was recorded in the studio. That one was
But
recorded
like
in the
even your
studio.
other ones, like Imagine and the and
Or
Jack
Image, yeah,
Sparrow, like I
yeah.
still thought they were like pretty high quality. I'm like, especially
Thank
being
you.
recorded at home. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah. I need to get more of the foam on my walls and stuff for better
Yeah,
quality, but other than that, I got a little foam right now. I just recently paid for a $300 microphone, condenser
that's what
mic.
I got.
So, yeah, so that definitely changed up the quality of my vocals and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a Volt one right here. I think I paid like 250. It was like a during Black Friday or something like that. But no, these things are the compressors are just crazy, dude. Like I was
Yeah.
recording on my phone and shit, like all the old stuff, and it was just absolute garbage. It was
Yes, I
awful.
know.
So I
I
said,
used to
screw it.
record.
Yeah.
I used to record on SoundCloud off of my phone, and it was the worst ever. It was it was so bad.
God damn it. I swear to God, everyone starts on like SoundCloud and GarageBand on
Yes,
their
I'm
phone.
telling you, I will see somebody posting on SoundCloud. I'm like, please use a distributor.
Just
Like,
any, yeah, seriously. I'm like, where the hell did this guy come from?
right out of nowhere.
SoundCloud is like such the Wild West. It's like you either hear the most garbage thing you've ever heard in your entire life made by a 2-year-old, or like the most like underrated musician you've ever heard in the
Yeah,
world.
definitely. That is facts.
So yeah, moving on to another question. Your music, especially the recent one, like blends rap, punk rock, and pop. And like my question is just like how did you arrive to like that punk rock scene?
So I was just scrolling through Beats. I use BeatStars. I think I'm gonna move away from them a little bit, but I was using BeatStars and scrolling through, and I just found that beat, and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." And then on top of that, like a week beforehand, I had gone to a show, but it was like a big family event, and I didn't realize it, and so all of my music was basically explicit. And so I couldn't even perform that night. I was like, I'll just take the refund and
Yeah.
perform another night. But so after that, I kind of had it in my head, like, what can I do to kind of involve everybody and include everybody into my music? And so I found that beat and I was like, this is a really good way to do it. And I just kind of went from there and Oh Man came about.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you mentioned to me earlier that like you just started like the music industry. How long ago was that?
I'd say about like 8 months ago by now. It
Jesus
was
Christ.
it was
God
towards the
damn.
end of last year, um, probably about like August or something last
Yeah.
year. So it's been a little bit now, but
Like
definitely early.
that's crazy, dude. Like honestly, like I'm surprised you're able to get like some of these tracks out like that quickly. 'Cause like you mentioned when we were talking, I started these interviews exactly around there. I started in October, but that was around 8 months around there. But still, that's just crazy. Yeah, it's almost
Yes.
almost been a year since August.
Yep. Still definitely a short amount of time, but
Yeah, no shit.
it's been a wild ride.
No kidding. I mentioned this to Tevin and you a couple of times. Even though we're here in Cedar Rapids and like Iowa City, I'm beyond shocked. Like the rap scene and the R&B scene here. Like it is not like very professionally done and it's been like blowing up like within the last year or two. I mean, Launch Party was a huge success. You got the
Yeah.
prom party tonight and like you were just on KCRG. Um
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Me
yeah.
and Tone.
Yeah, for sure. And it's Tone, Tevin, a couple of other people for sure, a couple DJs too. But
Yeah.
it's just really cool to see you guys all work together like all the
Yeah.
time, like
Yeah, it
24/7.
means a lot to be able to just hit up anybody that I want and know that they are going to want to work as well.
Mhm.
It's very it just feels real good.
Yeah. And it was a little crazy too because I mentioned to you this before. The story of how I found Tevin was that my coworker showed me Casino Queen and then so I thought it was really really good. I was like, yeah, let's do an interview and I didn't think much of it at the time. But then I did the interview with Tevin and then I did the interview with Sam Ross, and somehow Sam Ross knew you guys, which is a
No.
completely different genre, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we're going from
Yeah.
jazzy, bluesy, like classical stuff to R&B.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's crazy. We all go to the same events and we all try to communicate with each other. It's crazy.
Like, how the hell is this even happening?
Right.
But just kind of moving on. Who are some artists or albums that had a lasting impact on the way you write or produce your music? Like, what's your biggest inspirations, I guess?
Um, I would say XXX is one of my biggest inspirations. And then Suicide Boys, I also get a lot of inspiration out of their music as well. Um, and Russ, I also get inspiration from him as well. Just growing up, I would always just listen to those three artists for the most part, and I think it really shaped the way that I write my music now.
Yeah. Is there anything that they like stands out about those artists?
I just feel like what they talk about is real. I feel like it's all internal for the most part. So I just really vibe with what they talk about and stuff. So I
Yeah.
try to open my mind and just think about like worldly problems sometimes, or just stuff that I'm feeling, and I'll throw that into my music.
Is there like a certain like message you kind of like drift towards to when making your music?
Not always. For the most part, it's like how I'm feeling in the moment. Um, I'll find a beat and then it's like, what's my mood today? And
Mhm.
then I'll either make a hard song or an upbeat, happy. I might make a sad song, something like that.
Yeah. Well, at least you did better than me because every time I try to make a song, when I first way started, that stuff was never released. Uh, but for whatever reason, like I would always like go towards a love song. Maybe that's just because I grew up in like the early 2000s and stuff, and everything was
Yeah.
just like Kesha singing about love or something,
Right. Yeah.
about like a guy or something. Taylor Swift sure was. Taylor's
Yeah. That is true. That's true.
like every single one of her songs is about some kind of guy breaking up with her.
Yeah, right. Some ex of hers.
That's like the classic joke. But just moving on, can you walk us through your process when recording on a new track? Do you start with the lyrics, a beat, or just kind of like a feeling?
Um, I have it's rare, but like sometimes I'll be freestyling and I'll just spit something and I'm like, "Oh, that
Yeah.
was hard. That needs to be in a
Yeah.
song." And so then that will kind of be where the lyrics come first, but for the most part I'm finding the beat first and then I'm writing lyrics afterwards to match up with the beat.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so well, talking about beats and your recent music, of course, you've released like a solid catalog by now of music, including Oh Man, Not the Same, and Jack Sparrow. Which track do you feel best represents who you are as an artist right now and like why? Like like um,
Right now, I would say, oh man, represents me very well right now. I'm just feeling real good about where I'm at in life and
yeah.
just real happy where I'm at. So I think that would
Yeah.
represent me pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you like have what's your future plans for the future? Like just moving
Um,
forward?
so I just want to keep moving with my career as an
Hmm.
artist, definitely.
Yeah.
I have my own business, 210 Productions, and I would like to continue moving along with that. Maybe start managing people like you and Tone do.
Yeah.
Start making my own merch, doing
Yeah.
all that
That would
kind
be
of
cool.
different stuff. That would be
Yeah.
really cool.
That would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I
Okay.
could
And
definitely help you out with that too.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying to talk to Tevin about like getting sponsored by somebody, so I'm gonna hopefully try to work on doing some
Mhm.
of that here soon in the short future.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. And you are forklift certified, so that is a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, that is true.
So, moving on, like, what was it like receiving that co-sign from Ace Hood, and how did it come about, and what happened? What did it mean to you personally?
That was a crazy situation.
Yeah.
I got on my Instagram one day and I had a message and I go in there and it says Ace Hood. And I'm like, no way. So I started doing a bunch of research, had to figure out if this was the
Yeah.
real person, and it
Yeah.
ended up being him.
Oh
And
shit.
so he told me that he wanted to co-sign me and send him like a couple of songs that I think are the best of mine.
Mhm.
He liked Not the Same. And
Yeah.
so he recorded a video of him listening to the song. I sent him like 100 or something like that. And then he sent me the video and I
Yeah.
can just use it wherever I want.
That's crazy,
But
man.
yeah, it was insane. I was just like, what is happening right
Yeah,
now?
no
It's
shit.
crazy.
You know, I love people like that kind of just give like undervalued artists or upcoming artists like a chance to like get their stuff heard and stuff like that. The same has been happening, not to that degree, but kind of recently. Like when I did the Sam Ross interview, for the first time ever, someone I always like add them as a collaborator on Instagram and stuff, and thinking nothing of it. Well, Sam, thank you, Sam, by the way, actually accepted that, and I
Oh,
didn't know that apparently. That means that he takes my post and puts it like on his official Instagram account. So
yeah.
like
Yes.
everyone could see it. Now,
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
know how much you know about Sam, but like he's pretty darn established.
Yeah. I don't
I
know
was
too much.
looking through these likes and these people got like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers on
Wow.
Instagram. And I'm like, now these guys have seen me. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
goddamn.
Yes.
I like
Definitely. It is very helpful to be collaborating with people on Instagram.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, my go-to is Instagram. I know I should be using Twitter and TikTok and all that stuff, but like I just think Instagram is like a better formatted or something like that. It's just easier to
Yeah.
like talk to.
Personally, I wouldn't even get TikTok
No, I don't even
until like I wouldn't. I re refused to get it until I
Mhm.
became like a public figure and
Yeah.
I had to start getting social medias and all platforms and everything. So now I've got TikTok and I got a
I
profile
posted
on.
like one interview on TikTok. I even posted one on Blue Sky. I just was going, and then I completely
Yeah.
forgot they existed.
Yeah, I forgot about Blue Sky. I need to
Yeah,
get going with
I
that.
just did it just in case, I don't know. And then
Yeah.
Twitter, I'm rarely on Twitter. I'm there for like
Yes.
NASA launches or something. I mean, like
Right. Yeah, I just don't get on it. Yeah.
yeah. Like even recently, only recently I got on Snapchat. Like my
Yeah.
friends forced me on there. I'm like, fine, after like a decade, I'll finally get on Snapchat. And I use it a little bit more than normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah. I actually boost ads on Snapchat every once in a
Really?
while. Yeah, I've got a pro artist profile on Snapchat. I can't remember how I signed up for it, but it allows me to like boost ads and stuff on Snapchat. I can
Oh,
do it
that's
on
cool.
Instagram and Facebook as well.
Yeah. I didn't even know that they did that.
Yeah, it's
It's
real
pretty cool.
helpful. It's like $50 and it can get you up to like 2,000 views in a day or something.
God
It's not
dang.
bad at all.
No,
Yeah.
that's pretty good for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, just moving forward. Now, this is kind of a big deal, and I really got to go to this event too. So, you were recently involved in the Iowa Music Awards, which has become a major platform for recognizing talent across the state. What did it mean to you to be a part of that event, and how has it impacted your career or visibility as an artist in Iowa?
It was very meaningful to me. It was kind of the first real time I got acknowledged. I was actually nominated as Latin Artist of the Year.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was a big deal.
yeah, and so that was like the first real time I actually got acknowledged as like an artist with potential.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
it was very impactful for me and it meant a lot.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah, because Tevin was talking to me about that event, and like I didn't know like Tone the Boss was there, and like a lot of big figures followed that event as well. So like, I don't know exactly who, but like I was like going back and just like checking profiles and stuff, and I'm like, again, like hundreds of thousands of followers and all these other people. I'm like,
Yes.
I didn't even, is when is the artist the Iowa Music Awards? When usually does that take? Is it over the summer or something?
Oh, I cannot remember exactly. It was so I got involved with them towards the end of the year last year, so it should be held around the end of the year.
Oh, really? Huh. I thought it was
I
more over the
believe
summer,
so.
like the Iowa State Fair or something. I
I
guess
don't
not.
think so. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, but I'm
I mean,
pretty sure.
there's Iowa music festivals and stuff like that, but yeah, I would think they would do it. Like, I mean, I guess it does make sense. End of the year, you get like Iowa's best performing song of the year
Yeah,
kind of
because they
thing.
do like the best artist of the year and like best
Okay.
DJ of the year and
That
stuff
makes
like that.
sense. And then they have the different categories, which you were nominated for that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Unfortunately, didn't win, but there's there's
Hey,
this
next
year.
year. Next year
Yeah.
or this year, yeah.
Yeah.
You're working on a couple of songs right now, right?
Yeah, I got one that's in the process of being made with Jay Macy. She
Really?
actually recently moved out to Las Vegas, so that's
Oh
gonna
shit.
be yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how we bring that song together from different states. Um,
Yeah.
but I've never done anything like that before, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And then I also have one unreleased called Cero Miedo,
Okay.
meaning no fear, and it's with me, Tone, and VSA Chucky, and we
Okay.
are going to try to get it into the WWE. So that would be monumental if that could
That'd
happen.
be crazy, dude.
Yes.
Shit. I mean, well, don't make any promises here, but I got a good friend, the girl that you met at the kick Kickstarter party, Gabby, her sister works with UFC.
Oh,
Like
okay.
just straight
Wow.
up in Vegas. Like she lives in Vegas
Okay.
and stuff like that. So it's not exactly WWE, but it's in the category. So who knows? Maybe we can get it there
Yeah,
too. Who
that'd
knows?
still be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd still be
Just get it in
crazy.
fucking Vegas. Call it a day. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So you've done a lot in the last like 8 months. The interviews, the visuals, built an online presence. Like what's like the biggest accomplishment you would say that stands out so far?
My biggest accomplishment, um, I would say being on the news and probably getting that cosign.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was crazy. I just like
Yeah.
checking my Instagram one day and I'm like, oh shit. This guy's actually on
Yeah.
KCRG. You know, people were talking to me about that. It's like, hey, maybe we should get you on KCRG or get Tevin on KCRG. And then I look back in their profile, I'm like, oh well, they already did that, of course.
Right.
That's just wild, dude. Because like, is
Yes.
it KCRG? Is that a local news channel or is it like national?
I believe it's local. It's
Okay.
Channel 9 News. I'm pretty sure it's local.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we get to international.
Yeah, that'd be
Make those
crazy. I
connections.
mean,
I'll call him Joe Winters.
yeah, right. It's so crazy too because I'm still getting people they'll come up to me like old friends and
Mm.
they'll tell me, "Hey, I saw you on the news." And I'm like, "Really?" And they're telling me like friends that I don't even know,
Yeah.
they're listening to my music and stuff, and it's just crazy the amount of reach that I've gained in the past 8 months.
Yeah, no, that's like a serious amount. Cause like when I was screwing around when I first started, but like it took me years to even know what to do. Like
Right.
I had this shitty phone, the microphone on SoundCloud for crying out loud,
Exactly.
getting 3 views.
Right. Yes. I know exactly what you mean.
But so this is an interesting question, and I've asked almost all of my interviews about this question, and it's pretty simple but effective. If you could perform at any venue, where would it be?
Any venue?
Any
Um,
world.
wow, there's a lot of amazing venues. Um, I don't even know. I'd like to perform it in like Washington, D.C. sometime. That'd be
That'd
crazy.
be cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
so anywhere out there would be insane. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I got a couple friends there. We'll make it happen. Anyways,
Oh yeah.
no, like I like asking that question because a huge majority have said the exact same venue, and it's kind of crazy. And they're like
Yeah.
from very different genres, but they all said the same. It was Red Rocks out in Colorado. And but that's a really good venue. Some people said the Vegas Dome thing. Some people said Madison Square Garden out in New York. Um
Okay.
yeah, so there's a lot of cool venues out there for sure. And um gosh, who said they wanted to perform at the Wells Fargo Arena here in Iowa? Um I know Sam is actually heading out to Ohio for the summer. He's like doing like a little tour out there, which is pretty cool for sure.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
And yeah, I got a couple friends heading to Chicago to perform some venues there. That's a really good place to perform at, you
Hell
know,
yeah.
in that area. Yeah. So another I've only had this happen once, but I always ask it anyway in this form. This is another question I always ask is if you could collaborate with any musician in the world alive, um, who would it be? Any
Um, oh wow. I would love to feature with Ramirez. He's
Ooh,
a part of G59 and like Suicide Boys and all of them, and he's just his flow is insane.
for sure.
But that would be a great accomplishment.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. I only asked that question because I was actually able to make it happen once. There was this
Oh wow.
yeah, there it was like really early on too. This is like maybe my fifth interview and somehow it actually happened. So there was this
That's
random
crazy.
band that started following me from Birmingham, UK. And they were like a rockabilly, so like 50s, 60s era, but like kind of like hard rock. So it was pretty cool, like grungy. But anyways, their biggest inspiration is like Little Richard and like all those like 50s classics and stuff like that. And there's this
Interesting.
artist here that does like an amazing a like Little Richard impression, but he also improves on that too while keeping to the original. And
Interesting.
his name's Les Green and the Swazis. Shout out to them. But he was amazing. The collab hasn't happened yet, but still in the works. But it was just crazy to get like someone from Georgia all the way to Europe, basically. And I've
Right, that's
interviewed a couple of
insane.
people from Europe as well. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun and a lot of cool stuff going on. But my last question for you, just to wrap it up, where do you see yourself in the next year or two? Any dream collabs or projects going on?
I would, like I said, I'm going to work on getting sponsored as hard as I can. So hopefully a sponsorship in the next year, that'd be crazy. I am hoping to just continue with my work, that I'm doing right now, and just making good music as always.
Yeah. BB No Money collab when?
Right?
Dude, I swear to God, every week I pull up my Instagram and he's just doing the most random things I
I'm
could
telling
ever
you,
think of.
he's wild.
Like,
He's
okay, I think
wild.
it really started with the Moist Critical collab, She's Freaky, which was
Yeah,
awesome. And then it just kind of escalated from there. I don't
yeah.
even At this point, I don't know why. Originally, it's like from a business standpoint, I'm like, okay, he's doing this to like gain followers and stuff and like just help other communities. But now I just think he can't stop.
Right. I
He
think he's
was
just random. I think
no,
he's
he was
just
like yesterday I saw him. He was dressed up as the Wendy's mascot.
what the hell? I haven't seen that one yet. That's great.
It's just like right there on his Instagram, just casually
Yeah.
sitting there. I'm still
That's
waiting for the Yost Klein BB No Money collab. That would be fucking insanity.
yes, that would be
Yeah,
crazy.
dude, like anyways, Baby Mexico soon collab with BB No Money. Thank you again for being on here.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
anytime, man.
Yeah, I'll see him later, see what happens. Maybe even tonight, who knows?
Yeah, I'll see you later, man.
See you. Thank you.